Hi, we're your hosts. I'm Hinan Bekele.
And I'm Haset Bekele.
And you're listening to Hot Topics. In the past few years, you might have heard the conspiracies about the world running out of food, and while they might be exaggerating, they're not too far off the real story.
Hunger, starvation, food insecurity, these are all terms used to describe the absence of sufficient food.
Most developing countries deal with this problem, and it seems to be getting worse and worse as time goes on.
So today on the first episode of Hot Topics, we'll be discussing the main factors of food insecurity and be talking about some of the activists fighting to fix this problem.
Food insecurity is the condition of not having access to food of an adequate quality to meet someone's basic needs.
More than 800 million people live with food insecurity daily, and around 9 million people die from it yearly.
Afghanistan, Nigeria, Sudan, Venezuela, and Ethiopia are all examples of countries that deal with food insecurity.
But it's a lot more than just these countries. A survey in 2015 showed that more than 51 countries suffer from food insecurity. Food insecurity is definitely becoming a growing concern.
But in a world where obesity kills more than heart disease, how is it that we still have so many people dying from food insecurity?
Well, food insecurity does not only limit itself to the people dying of hunger, it also includes people who can't get proper nutrients in the food they eat.
Most people can get all the nutrients in the food they eat just by buying it in the supermarket.
But in developing countries like Syria, people have to wait about 7 hours in line just to get bread from supermarkets.
That makes it so they have to get their food from other methods like street vendors or food trucks, which might not be safe or have proper nutrients.
The fact that so many people are waiting in line for food in supermarkets brings up a different question. Could our continuous growth of population have anything to do with the growth of food insecurity around the world?
Well, yes, but not in the way you might be thinking. There is more than enough food to go around in this world, even with the astounding amount. Well, yes, but not in the way you might be thinking. There is more than enough food to go around in this world, even with the astounding amount of people that live on Earth. The problem isn't supply and demand as much as it is a problem of production and distribution.
In this age of technology, food is easy to produce. With vertical and underwater farms being created, food is simple to create. The issue is distribution.
People in developing countries don't have these technologies and still use old-fashioned methods to obtain food.
That makes it so while some countries are getting more and more food, other countries are getting less and less.
This dangerous gap in food production is one of the main causes of food insecurity.
Another reason for food insecurity is food waste.
Here are some facts about food waste.
Food loss and waste accounts for about 4.5 gigatons of greenhouse gas emissions annually.
25% of the world's water supply is used to grow food that is never eaten.
In Europe, 40 to 60% of fish caught are discarded because they do not meet supermarket quality standards.
If 25% of the food currently being lost or wasted globally were saved, it would be enough to feed 870 million people around the world.
The water used to produce the food wasted could be used by 9 billion people at around 200 liters of water per person.
These shocking facts are all one of the main reasons of food insecurity.
Now we will discuss some activists, both young and old, who have been fighting to help stop food insecurity.
Anthony Lake, Bill Ayers, Jamie Drummond, and Jessica Jackley are all people who are activists against food insecurity and poverty as a whole.
Anthony Lake is the executive director of UNICEF,
a company which is well known for helping stop world hunger.
Bill Ayers is the founder of Why Hunger,
which is a non-profit organization dedicated to stopping world hunger, just like UNICEF.
Jamie Drummond is the co-founder of Data in One, which is an organization that provides help to children with malnutrition.
Finally, Jessica Jackley, who is the advisor for the Collaborative Fund, which is a fundraiser that raises money for countries with food insecurity. During the last 10 years, her company has donated more than $500 million to these countries.
These aren't the only people doing their part to help fight against hunger. Hundreds of dedicated activists help in their own unique ways.
Even you can help by doing your part to prevent food waste.
Here are some helpful ways you can prevent food waste in your own home.
Avoid buying an unnecessary amount of food, because if you have too much food, some of it will stay uneaten and expire before you can get to it.
Refrigerate leftovers. Refrigerating leftovers not only helps you save money, it helps prevent food waste as well, so think twice before trashing leftovers.
And finally, donate any unopened packaged foods that you don't need to those who need it.
These 3 tips will help you and your world a lot, and they're very easy to do, so why not do them?
Today on Informative, we discussed the main causes of food insecurity.
We talked about some activists that are helping to stop hunger.
And we finished with some ways you can help.
Be sure to listen to the next episode of Hot Topics wherever you get your podcasts.
If you would like to add on to our informative discussions, our contact information can be found in the description below. This is Heyman.
And this is Hasset, signing off.